Welcome, Diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners-Watson.
And I'm Frank Gary Gibbs.
And welcome to another round of the Outlaws.
We've got 4 more Wannabes tonight who are going to battle out head-to-head, and the winner of that battle will go on to challenge JB for the number 10 spot on the list.
Rubber Toe still the fastest of the Outlaws with a 13.090, but 2 others now joining him in the sub-14. But he is only number 2 on the list overall, with Marco Polo holding the fastest time.
Yeah, mate, it's incredible to see 2 stockweight Mustangs at the top of the overall leaderboard.
Well, let's see if the Wannabes can do anything about it. First up, we've got Matty Brewer driving Azure Phoenix. He's going up against Hags the Cat driving Big Booty.
Such a big difference in size there. Matty Brewer and that low-slung beast up against Hags the Cat and the very tall Big Booty.
It was certainly an interesting car choice for street racing. Having that high centre of gravity, maybe not the greatest idea, but Hags the Cat has won a few races. Let's see how she manages it this time. Matty Brewer with the lead through Bogan Alley into the second corner. Starts to bounce off the side of the track for some reason. Hags the Cat catches right up. Matty Brewer gets spun around. And it looks like he's stalled his engine, but he manages to roll down the hill for an incredibly pedestrian 19.248 time.
Crikey, I practically could have run down the track in that time.
Hang on, when did you start running?
No, I'm not saying I am running, mate. I'm just saying I could have run down the track as fast as that.
The only thing I've ever seen you run is your mouth.
Oh, and my nose runs occasionally.
Back to the racing. All right, we've got Idiot Luggage on the inside driving El Camino up against Huggy Butt driving Death Cab.
The detail work on that huge donk in the back of El Camino is really impressive.
Let's see if Idiot Luggage is going to open her up tonight. He pulls into a nice lead into Bogan Alley. Looks like Death Cab's pulled out. Idiot Luggage nice and clean through Bogan Alley. Nicely through the second corner. He's just going to cruise down for an easy win here. And again, a very pedestrian time, 16.477.
I just heard over the radio that Death Cab actually pulled over because one of the bogans flagged him down to go on a beer run for him.
And he couldn't wait till after the race.
Oh, mate, you never want to get between a bogan and his beer. Crikey, you're taking your life in your hands.
Now we've got Matty Brewer driving Azure Phoenix up against Idiot Luggage driving El Camino. The winner of this race will go on to challenge JB driving Healthy Scratch for the number 10 spot.
And just going back to the bogans, mate, you don't want a bunch of angry, half-drunk bogans. You want to keep them fully liquored up.
Hold up, is Death Cab still on the track? What's he doing there?
Well, obviously once he started taking the order from one guy, all the other bogans came over and started placing their orders as well.
He still should have cleared off the track before the race. That's ridiculous. But luckily, both drivers managed to avoid him. El Camino takes the win with a 16.051 time, and he is now going to challenge JB and Healthy Scratch for the number 10 spot.
JB's nerves must be really on edge at the moment. So far, each week, every person in that gatekeeper role has lost the race and been pushed off the list.
That's right. It's definitely not the spot you want to be in. You want to be further up the list so you're at least safe. JB jumps out to a good lead here. Oh, Idiot Luggage, hang on, Death Cab's still on the track. What is going on?
He's taking drink orders. We just talked about it.
He comes down to the final corner. Huge big drag. Hold up, Azure Phoenix is on the track. He's taking down a bus. What is going on?
I told you the bogans are placing a huge drink order. That's why Death Cab's still in the first corner. And Healthy Scratch got around him nice and clean. Idiot Luggage was bouncing off the sidewalls going crazy anyway. And then how about this absolutely phenomenal drift from Healthy Scratch? And he slips right by Azure Phoenix, who's blocking over half the track.
Yeah, but we can't call it a race with blockages on the track. That's ridiculous.
All right, unwad your panties, Grandma. Let's run it again.
You do understand why we can't have cars parked on the track while we're trying to race, though, right?
Well, sorry, mate. I thought this was Chaos Canyon, not PC Alley.
Hey, you know I love chaos as much as you do, but come on. We've got to have a clean race.
Well, here you go. They're racing.
So the track is actually clear this time. Idiot Luggage right up on the back of Healthy Scratch. Healthy Scratch, plows into the side of the track. El Camino plows into him, gets him going again, and he is going to cruise on down to the finish line to take the win.
See, even with no obstructions on the track, they still crashed.
I mean, JB practically cartwheeled there.
Just lucky for him that Idiot Luggage managed to knock him loose. And speaking of knocking him loose, look at this, he takes out a truck and the big billboard right on the finish line.
Well, I guess it's lucky that MCP actually have a crane in town that was just getting ready to work on the tower construction. But Healthy Scratch holds on to the number 10 spot, breaking the jinx.
Let's be fair though, he was pretty close to losing it.
Oh, definitely. If Idiot Luggage hadn't helped him out, it was all over him.
Let's see if JB can drive a bit better this time as he goes up against Hawthorne Song, driving Munted.
Munted with a couple of losses just recently to Broken Wings and TKO, but he gets into the lead ahead of JB, nice and clean. He's actually taking the rubber toe line. He is flying down the track, but he has a bad entry into the third corner, slows him right down. He gets going again. He'll take the win with JB hot on his heels.
Good to see some of these drivers paying attention to the quickest cars on the track, like Rubber Toe, Lily the Dog, and Marco Polo, watching what lines they take and then trying to replicate it. If he'd managed to clean a line into that third corner, I think he could have hit a 14 or maybe even a sub 14 time.
Bit of a grudge match between these two. Broken Wings jumped onto the list last week and knocked Munted down the list. He wasn't happy about it, and here he goes out to a big lead. Again, a nice line through that first corner, sharp line through the second corner. He is absolutely flying. Better into the third corner. Griffin Cross chases him hard, but he can't quite take him down.
Just like last time, Munted takes that perfect line into the first corner, sets him up beautifully through Bogan Alley, a clean line through the second dog lead to jump out to a big lead, a better line through this third corner, but Griffin Cross was hard on his tail, chased him down but couldn't quite get around him.
And with that race time of 14.042, that actually makes him the fourth fastest outlaw now.
But more importantly for Hawthorne Song, he takes down Broken Wings and now gets to go up against Click.
Xanthopy driving Click has had all sorts of problems with Bogan Alley. I don't think she's made it past that part of the track yet. I wonder if she's going to manage it this week.
Well, she's going to be pushing hard to keep up with Munted because Hawthorne Song is on fire at the moment.
And Munted out with an early lead here. Xanthopy tucks him behind. Actually looks like she's going to make it through Bogan Alley. Here she comes. Oh, smashes into the side of Hawthorne Song. He spins around now, he's racing to the finish in reverse, and he still manages to pull away from Xanthopy, even though he posts a slower 17.282 time.
He didn't get his line through that second dog lead quite as clean as he did last time. Xanthopy plows into the side of him trying to overtake him, and she was trying both the inside and outside lines, but he blocked the track and held her off, and he picks up the win with a 17.282 time.
At least Xanthopy made it down the track this time, but she also goes down the list. Now Munted takes on Boxer driving TKO.
I wonder if Boxer's going to rely on his old trick of hanging back and hoping that the other driver crashes.
Well, I mean, it is his signature move, right?
True, it is officially called a boxer if you hold back and then whip past at the last minute.
Munted feeds at the gentle, clean line through the first corner, but he goes high in the second dog leg, goes over. Boxer comes through, smashes through.
That was really uncalled for. Boxer had already won with Munted going over. All he had to do was just stop. He didn't even have to plough through him or get to the finish line.
Hawthorne Sung seems to have nailed his entry into Bogan Alley.
Yeah, he has, but unfortunately he just gave it the beans too early here, got too high on that sidewall and flipped him over, but I really think he was trying to get sub 14, and I think he's got it in him.
Munted is definitely quick, but he's going to need some repairs after that one, I think.
Well, while Jimmy's clearing the track there, let's just take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Are you frustrated with your computer? Have you lost documents that you really need? Before you go completely ballistic and start smashing the bejesus out of it all, why not bring it in to us? I'm Jai the Tech Guy, and I can help you because I know how to turn it off and turn it back on again. Jai the Tech Guy, the experts in turning it off and turning it back on again. So Boxer pulls the Boxer, takes the win with a 17.047 time. Now he gets to take on Rubber Toe and the Baroness.
We already know that Rubber Toe doesn't have time for Boxer's shenanigans. He's not going to hang about, and he's not the sort of driver to just roll over and let Boxer roll right past him.
Yeah, look, Boxer's tactics really only work on the lower level of the list. He's going to struggle to get any higher unless he actually puts the effort in right from the get-go. And here goes Rubber Toe again. He is setting a blistering pace. A little bit slow as he dragged down the sidewall there. Clean enough through the third corner, and he still goes sub 14.
Well, that just shows the class of Rubber Toe and the build quality on Baroness. Look at this, a perfect line into Bogan Alley, clean around that first corner. Boxer nowhere even in sight there, and then at the finish line, Rubber Toe's finished. He's basically cracked his first beer, and Boxer's barely in sight.
Rubber Toe sending a message not only to Boxer but to the rest of the drivers. He is not here to muck around as he posts a 13.963 time, the fastest time so far tonight. And now he's going to take on Bobby Orr and Caven.
I've absolutely adored Caven. Bobby Orr did a great job with it, but I think maybe she's starting to show some age and it might be time to retire her because she's just falling down the list week after week.
Rubber Toe feeds at the channel, gets out to a huge lead down the first straight, a perfect line into Bogan Alley. Out of Bogan Alley, clean again. He is absolutely storming down the track. And he posts another sub 13 time, faster than his last one, a 13.636.
At least Caven finished closer than TKO, but he's still well outmatched. and unfortunately he drops to number 5, while the Baroness moves up to challenge Thrasher.
This is the first time these two drivers have gone head to head, so it should be interesting. Thrasher fresh off his defeat last week by Ratbird, and we all know how much Rubber Toe wants another shot at Ratbird after the dirty tricks from the previous races. And Rubber Toe, a perfect line into Bogan Alley again, gets a little bit loose on the exit this time. Thrasher catches right up to him, then nose to nose. Rubber Toe backs down and will take the win, and even in reverse, he manages to do a 14.436 time, which is faster than most of the other drivers out there.
Rubber Toe has definitely got his entry into Bogan Alley nailed. He's having a little bit of problem occasionally on the exit, but the Baroness is so flaming quick he still manages to get away from Thrasher in reverse.
Now the best part about Rubber Toe winning is the Baroness now moves up the list, and he's going to take on Daddy G and Ratbird in a massive grudge match.
Rubber Toe got out into the lead last time and Daddy G tapped him from behind and flipped him over, so I wonder if Rubber Toe's going to hang back this time or if he's just going to go flat out.
Well, the Baroness isn't shy and she's definitely quick, so I think she's got a chance of getting out to the lead, but it looks like he is going to hang back. Daddy G with the early lead, but here comes Rubber Toe putting the pressure on, and the pressure is too much for Daddy G and Ratbird as he takes the wrong line into the second dogleg, handing the win to Rubber Toe, who's not content to take the easy win. He actually finishes even though it was a slower time.
Check out the pace of Baroness. This all comes down to Rubber Toe's excellent line into Bogan Alley, and he applied such intense pressure to Daddy G, he forced the error, and he just slips around him and takes the win. What a fantastic bit of driving.
And finally some karma for Daddy G. Maybe he'll think twice about trying to take out the other drivers next time.
He did seem to play rough with a lot of drivers last week. That Rubber Toe posted a much slower 16.824 time, but it doesn't matter. He moves up now to challenge Vagabond in another grudge match, but this time for the top of the list.
So far, these two have battled head-to-head a number of times, Rubber Toe always missing out.
Maybe Vagabond's his kryptonite.
He could well be. Tension is high as we go to the final race of the night. They get underway. These two are side by side into Bogan Alley, literally door handle to door handle. Vagabond gets the advantage over Rubber Toe. He races down to the third corner, keeps it clean, and he is going to take the win again. And it sounds like he's just taken out a vehicle. Oh, he is. He's taken out a bus, and Rubber Toe punts the bus into next week.
This was just a corker of a race. Look at these two. Neither one backing down, but Vagabond on the outside with further to go somehow got a little bit more pace over Rubber Toe, and that very slight lead managed to just throw Rubber Toe sideways.
Well, I mean, you really just couldn't get closer racing than that. What a phenomenal effort from Vagabond.
And Rubber Toe also managed to get his car going again and flew down the track, still in reverse, but Big Mac taking out the bus with the Dukes of Hazzard move, and then you see Rubber Toe come flying and he just misses the truck. I don't know if he's aiming for it or not, but he definitely punched the ticket on that bus. Crikey.
That bus has taken all sorts of punishment. Big Mac hitting it so hard it actually got air from the strike, and then Rubber Toe coming down and finishing it off.
I just love it when there's close racing action and big accidents. It's awesome.
I love it too, but can we please make sure we clear the other drivers off the track before we start a race next time?
I don't know. I think it adds a little something to the race. Maybe we should do that more often.
Congratulations to Big Mac and Vagabond holding off an excellent challenge from Rubber Toe to hold on to the number 1 spot and remaining undefeated with an incredible run so far.
As I said right from the beginning, obviously it's the flames that make the difference, and I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing other drivers putting flames on their cars just to make them go faster.
If you've enjoyed the racing tonight, why not hit that like button and leave us a comment about which driver you thought did the best. Alright, that's enough from us tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.